I'm Zink. My job is to blow your minds wide open. Today we are going to talk about the origins of Halloween. The origin of Halloween is a kind of interesting origin. So it originates in the pagan society when the veil between the spirit world and the real world is so thin that the real world people can actually see the otherworldly people. In some occurrences, in the ancient pagan trick, people would actually have all sorts of mechanical devices to keep the graves from being opened by the corpses. And so it's a really ancient pagan holiday. And and later in pagan history, Christianity tried to convince everybody try to convince the pagans to convert. And what happened with that is, so they had to adopt some of the pagans' things, resulting in the Day of the Dead and Halloween. And so Halloween used to be an honoring of the spirits, the saints, but eventually that's what Hallow means. It's another word for saint, but eventually got into what it is now, ancient pagan tradition. A long time ago, people would, in ancient pagan history, people would leave out candy and offerings for the souls, and that symbolizes trick-or-treating. Souls would often do mischievous things, or that's what pagans said, and so that's what permits us on Halloween to do pranks and mischievous behavior. And the whole dress-up thing was was eventually to please the ancient spirits who came to this world, and to please and to kind of play, and in current societies, kind of playing the role of what they believe to be the spirits. And so Halloween is a kind of, it's kind of dark, it's kind of like a darkish origin, and it's got, and it's almost, and it's got involved a lot, it's got embedded with the history of witches. A witch, a long time ago, came from a different word from a different language. I think it was, I don't know, but so witch a long time ago was somebody who'd do like dark magic on Hallows Eve to actually break the veil between and stuff. And in modern day society, there are a lot of people, some of my viewers, maybe even, that would be considered a witch or wizard a long time ago and would have been hunted down and given harsh cruelty for something we have the complete right to do. I mean, I've got all sorts of weird stuff behind me and in front of me, and that doesn't mean that since I have weird stuff that most people don't know very much about, that some people would consider evil. I don't, naturally, but since I have that stuff, that does not mean that they have the right to, like, burn people who have that at a stake. And so Halloween's got kind of a dark origin weaved into it in a in a sort of strange way, I do enjoy, however, how we seem to come together, although I see no reason to come together. I see that we do come together, but the origin of it is a little strange. But I do, as like our positive takeaway thing, I do like that, well, we don't know the origin, and so we don't have to worry about it, and the tradition has morphed in a lot, and it's really become a good community bonding thing. Kids would have fun dressing up, like I'm currently dressed up. They'd have fun dressing up, and they'd be having times of their lives that wouldn't normally happen in normal society. Normally, people would never dream of doing the stuff that they do on Halloween. Would you on a normal day, would you dress up as like a fairy or a zombie? And no. And if you did, then people would be like scared. On a Halloween, you see a zombie. It's perfectly normal. I like how it bonds in with the community and how people have fun with it. It might not have the best backstory, but it's best to not focus on the backstory. It's best to focus on the present. In the present, when you look at it, the way I look at it is so you can see ancient backstories and occult things, but you can also look at it in a way of children coming together, having fun regardless, doing fun things that they normally wouldn't do, to where people can kind of have fun with each other and have fun with themselves dressing up. And so there's sort of two sides, and I like to focus on the positive side, as you should too. And so I want to say, it's not all bad. It's best just think about the present, not the past.